joke on me, and I gotta give him props for that. That's funny. That's really funny.
Sherrod, I know it's not the game story, but you mentioned him earlier. What did you like on it? We do this, and then the next time we see him, he's just the same kind of basket case, and he plays 6 minutes, and then he sits down, and then that's the end of his night. But do you think Nesmith did enough in his first stint to have earned more minutes if the game weren't such a blowout?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think he was, and a couple reasons for that. One, because of the way he was playing, but two, you didn't have Rob, so you had a vacuum of minutes to disperse to the rest of your team, and someone had to, kind of enter the rotation who doesn't normally play, and Nesmith is that guy. But he did a lot of good things out there. I mean, he had his typical head scratching moments where you're like, dude, you're open. What the hell are you doing missing a wide open shot?
Yeah, that corner.
But yeah, he had those moments. But overall, though, he did a lot early on to justify why he was going to be out there longer stints. But to me, Nesmith at this point, the ceiling for him is like 10, 12, maybe 15 minutes a game. That to me is like the most you're going to get out of him. And then again, that's stretching it a bit. That's probably with one guy out of the rotation that he's filling in for. So
What was crazy surprising? I was looking up last year because we were all along with Sherrod, we've been saying Nesmith, he just needs a guaranteed 15, 18 minutes a night and stop yanking his chain. And then someone's like, yeah, he got that last year. And I was like, no. And I went back and looked. Nesmith averaged 14.5 minutes a game last year. And I just wouldn't have known that. It didn't feel like it. I don't know if most of those were amassed in garbage time or in a couple of stints. He didn't feel like
garbage time. It was like after 8 straight DNPs. Like,
yeah, it felt like he was all over the map.
Don't forget, John, when you don't play, that doesn't average into your playing time.
Exactly. So in games he played 14.5, but he had so many of those DNPs, Jimmy, and exactly right.
Yeah. And plus Brad would do it like in weird spots. It would be the final 2 minutes of like a second quarter or a third quarter, or the beginning of like the second quarter here and there. There was never enough time for him to build momentum, I thought. But then at the same time, he didn't really show you much to earn that, to add more, give him more playing time, especially for a team that was trying to compete. If this was a team that was a bottom feeder or one trying to make the playoffs, I think you would see him more often. But this hasn't been that team, or at least they shouldn't have been. Last year.
Brad was it was psychological warfare with him last year. He was just trying to break his brain.
Yeah, I think Brad realized that. Look, I've done the damn daycare thing with these guys. I'm not doing that to man. We gotta get some grown ass men in the building. And we saw that at the trade deadline with some of the moves he's making. And you look at his rotation. I mean, young folks need not apply. Y'all not ready. And until you prove that you're ready to do more than just get garbage minutes, you ain't gonna play. Pritchard is the only one of among that young core that you can see is going to get an opportunity in the coming weeks. But depending on what they do with some of those open roster spots, he may find himself racking up some DNPs very soon if he doesn't start making more out of those 10 to 15 minutes he's getting every game.
Yeah, well,
you know what else too? I feel like there's something to be said about surviving the herd, so to speak, right? Like if you're Nesmith, you're like, man, I'm still here. Like I'm still in this opportunity. I wasn't traded. I haven't been shipped up to Maine to spend the rest of the year. It shouldn't surprise him because this team has said all the right things, that they clearly believe in him. But at the same time, it makes it that much more real that you're in this opportunity, and there's only there's 3 roster spots open. There's not a whole lot of guys in the rotation, and you're getting those minutes. You're at the bottom of that rotation, but you're in there, and you have to make the most of your minutes. I thought he did an incredible job, especially when in this type of matchup where the game was sort of out of reach, or even before the game was out of reach. You're thrusted in there. You do well. And then all of a sudden you go off, regardless of what the scoreboard said, you found that momentum and you were able to keep going. And all of a sudden you're flirting with a 20-point game. That's huge, especially for his confidence right now.
Yeah. So he's right. And, he sees Maxey on the other side of the floor tonight. He's like, I know what you guys have been saying about me. And who they who they should have taken. And
he's playing for pride right now. He's really playing for pride, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that was one of the fun things about the second unit, that bench unit there in the fourth quarter too, was there's no They played hard. It wasn't just let me get my threes, you know, like yes, they were looking for their shots,
Yeah.
but they were still like going for it. I think it was guys who were like, I think there's a lot of guys out there who are like, I might be able to actually get some rotation minutes here. So I want to show that this isn't just friggin' clown time, that they didn't just put 10 through 15 on the floor and for
Right.
mop up duty. I'm here to play, you know?
Right.
So like
Right.
they were playing, they were trying on both sides.